and welcome to the Everyone Active podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Jo Hancock.
And I'm another of your hosts, Michelle Laurie. Hi, how are you?
Yay, good, we're back.
We're back.
Hello, episode
10.
and on the road.
On the road. Okay, let's play a game. Where are we today? First clue, go.
I teach here.
Okay, but we're not in Harpenden, which is your site.
It is.
Okay, I'm going to give you a clue then. We are in a cycle studio.
Ooh, we are in a centre with a climbing wall.
Climbing wall.
A spa.
And we're
a
next to
sports
a really
hall,
nice soft play, which I
gorgeous
actually would
soft
quite like to
play.
go in. But let's talk about that later.
And we are in a site that's next to a very big park.
Very big park. So today we are in
Dun, dun, dun!
Westminster Lodge.
Yay!
Woo, thanks for having us.
Westminster Lodge in St Albans, and we're in one of my favourite studios ever. We are in the group cycle
Now,
studio.
I think if you've been a regular viewer / listener, you will know lovely Joanna here put me a little bit of a challenge to be involved on a cycle class. Now, have I this morning
Oh dear.
been on a bike?
Yes.
Did I pedal on said bike?
Yes.
Did you take a photograph?
Yes.
Therefore, I have done my part of the deal. Thank
No.
you.
Did you have an instructor coaching you?
No, but I had
Did you have any music playing?
in my head.
Did we raise our heart rate at all?
Yes, I did, because I was having a lovely time chatting.
You got the bike, but you haven't actually done a cycle class yet. It's going to happen. It is going to happen. Anyway, cycle class leads us quite nicely onto
Our topic today.
Yeah, we're talking cardio.
Cardio crazy.
Cardio crazy. So cardiovascular training.
Benefits of, myths, how you can improve your cardio training, how you can improve your cardiovascular system. That was said in one breath, and that was a lot.
Yeah. Well, there we go. Ooh, the irony of the sentence you were saying.
Exactly. Exactly. We've had lots of questions on our email address.
Talking of which,
Don't forget, guys, you can send us questions, whatever, about anything, really.
yeah, future episodes that you might want us to talk about.
Yeah, anything we've spoke about in previous episodes you wanted some more information on. Best to get hold of us on the email.
Yes, email.
Which is
podcast@everyoneactive.com.
And if you don't want to use that, you can go on our socials, which is on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, but it's now called X.
TikTok.
Did you see how I did that then?
Go on the X.
Come on, the X.
Oh.
Yeah, we're on TikTok as well.
Yeah. But please do send us in episodes you'd like us to chat about.
Yes.
Any feedback or where's Tim?
Where is Tim?
Did you listen to that episode, Tim? I mean, cardio. Holy moly.
So where is he now?
He has gone through Portugal,
yeah.
Spain, next stop being
Somewhere else.
geography.
Somewhere else.
Oh, I was a history student, not a geography student.
Me too, actually.
Sorry, Europe. Oh, there we go. Right, back to our subject, team.
We've digressed slightly today, haven't we?
We have. So what is cardio?
Okay, so we're going to discuss what cardio is as a general overview.
Yes.
So if I don't know what cardio is, how would you describe it to me?
So I would stereotypically say when we're talking about a workout, we potentially have maybe 3 forms of training.
Yes.
Strength,
1,
cardiovascular,
2.
and then I like to say stretch wellness.
Yes.
So which we're
gonna talk about in another episode,
We
aren't we?
are indeed. So your cardiovascular system is your lungs and
Yep.
your heart and their ability and their strength to pump that blood around your body, how our muscles react to that increase of movement, and how we get quicker, faster, stronger, all from cardio training.
It's amazing, isn't it? So if you are thinking about your own training that you do for cardio, what do you like to do?
Me personally, well,
Do we know what studio we're in?
hi, yes, cycle. I love doing cycle, but I also love doing HIIT, but with some kit.
I agree.
Training.
Hit with kit.
HIIT with kit, or Fortis.
Yes, Fortis is good.
So Fortis falls under that category. So for me, so when we're talking about cardiovascular training, we are definitely increasing our heart rate. We're increasing or we're aiming to increase our lung capacity. But we can do different forms of exercise that fall under the cardio banner.
So I think that's really important, that you don't have to be in a studio to be doing cardio activities.
And you also don't have to just be walking on a treadmill.
No, exactly. So it could be maybe you're doing swimming, could be walking, could be outside walking. Any other examples you can think of?
Cycling, hill climbing, cycling.
Hill climbing, nice.
HIIT workouts, dance classes.
Yep, things like Les Mills Body Attack, Les Mills Body Combat. Again, great cardio classes. And things also like circuit classes as well, really good for improving your cardio.
Yeah, absolutely. So our cardiovascular system is different training regime and we use different muscle fibers compared to when we're doing our strength training.
Yes.
So our strength training, we're building muscle and we know the health benefits that have come with our strength training. With our cardiovascular training, we are improving our heart strength, our lung strength, our blood flow, which in turn can then help us when we're in our strength training.
Yes, that's very true.
Because we've increased our endurance. And there's different types of cardio training that we can do. Lots of different formats, lots of different types. But really it's going to depend on your goal. So what you want to achieve.
Yeah. And also I think what you enjoy doing as well.
Absolutely.
Because you've got to be consistent to get the benefits from that, haven't you?
Absolutely. So if we started with somebody that's never done a form of cardiovascular exercise before, so they want to, like we're going right the way back. If you can walk around your house and you realise that you're getting a little bit puffy, your body's saying to you, hold up, I need a little bit of help here. So we would like you to move a little bit more.
Yeah.
But don't go, although Tim
did. I was just thinking that when you said
we'll go from 0K to 10K running. No, we're going to ease you in gradually.
Yeah.
So we could be, do you know what, even if you were at home, getting a little timer, marching on the spot, best effort, 20 seconds.
Or maybe going up and down the stairs at home or taking the dog for a bit of a brisker walk.
Absolutely.
But I think it's important to do it incremental lifts, isn't it?
If you are just starting out, absolutely. If you're coming into one of our centres, we've just briefly spoken about it, the group exercise classes, other than our holistic classes, will fall into the cardiovascular category.
Yeah.
So anything from your higher impact, so potentially your body combat, your HIIT training, grit training, combat.
Zumba, anything like that. Yeah,
Yes.
your aqua classes.
Definitely. They will all take you through the cardio moves. Even body pump falls under a cardiovascular workout just because we do high reps.
Yeah.
So on that note, everyone's like, body pump's cardiovascular. So yes, team, we do aerobic exercise and anaerobic exercise.
Talk to us about that, Jo.
So team, when we are doing our strength training, we are predominantly in an anaerobic zone.
Yeah.
So an anaerobic zone, we are using our type 2 muscle fibers.
Yep.
Our short twitch muscle fibers.
Yep.
So therefore, we've got a weight that we're maybe maxing out our heart, our lungs, our muscle for that 10 rep. If we are working in anaerobic, we're using type 1 muscle fibers. So they are long fibers, which means we can do movement or keep our heart rate up there for a little bit longer. So in body pump, because we have theoretically lighter weights than we would do doing the same moves in the gym, and because we're doing a lot of combo moves in body pump.
And high repetitions as well, aren't they?
High repetitions, absolutely. That will then fall into your aerobic work, so like your cardiovascular work.
And some of the benefits, obviously, we were talking about helping you sort of overall. I think we've spoken in previous episodes about helping us live longer. so important. It's going to help lower your resting heart rate.
Absolutely.
So again, really, really important to be thinking about that long-term effect of having good cardiovascular fitness.
Yeah. And just a little note to you strength trainers out there that think that you can skip your cardio. Go and find Rory's exercise. Go and find Rory's podcast episode and you will note that you can't. It's really, really important. If you're on a strength-based training program, you still need to have your cardiovascular days for exactly what Michelle has just said. It is for your heart strength. It is for your lung capacity. And they are obviously vital.
Absolutely.
Vital for us. Should we talk about different forms of cardio training?
Go on then. Go for it.
Yay!
Go for it.
So we've got the higher end of the spectrum, so our HIIT training. So like 20 seconds on.
So when you say HIIT, you're meaning high intensity interval training, just in case people aren't sure. Yeah.
Doesn't mean a load of tuck jumps, doesn't mean a load of burpees, because you can do high intensity, low impact moves. It just means that you are hitting your max within a certain interval.
Yeah.
So,
and that's a time interval, isn't it?
Yeah. You can do Tabata training, which is your 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. Same move, 8 times round. Then new move for 8 lots of 20 seconds.
Yeah.
So that's your Tabata. HIIT we've just spoken about.
Yeah.
I'm going to swiftly move us on to HIIT with kit.
Oh, HIIT with kit. What's your favourite?
My fave, HIIT with kit. Yeah, I do like doing that. So if I'm doing any form of training other than cycling in terms of cardio, I will be doing probably 30 seconds or until I feel like I'm at my max of a same move. Love a power clean press, probably with dumbbell. So down to the floor, power the weight up, shoulders, push high, back down to the floor, switch those arms over. Works whole body, really makes my lungs go, and I love doing that.
I quite like a battle rope.
Oh!
Controversial, I know.
Also helps if you're in a different mood, a battle rope.
I mean, if I'm not in the best of moods with people in my family, sorry, Laurie family, love you.
Oh, and when you're doing your battle rope training, are you timed? Are you using it as part of a circuit?
Part of a circuit, usually.
Another form of cardio
I do
training.
quite like a circuit. I do like, because again, it gives, for me, you were saying about doing strength training within your HIIT workouts. I like having that little alternating little bit of really, really high intensity work without kit and then adding some strength into it like that.
Yeah, nice. And it really, I guess, because we've both spoken about our favourite, it depends on your goals as an individual. What form of cardio training is actually going to benefit your long-term goal?
Yeah.
So in terms of our cardiovascular system, we've got different levels that we're working with in terms of our muscle fibres, where they're pulling their energy from. And so we've got our warm-up stage. So really important, any class that we go into or any activity that you're going into, you hit that warm-up.
Yeah, and I think that's even more important if you're working independently, whether that's on the gym floor, whether you're going out for a run or a walk, whether you're going into the pool, whatever you're doing, to make sure you're doing that warm-up. And I think people do sometimes forget to do that if they're training on their own.
Yeah. Warm-ups, team. So that takes you to about probably 50%.
50%, yeah.
Oh, we should probably put a little bit of science in here.
Yes, go on.
So when we're talking about percentages, this is as you as an individual, and it's a percentage of your maximum heart rate.
Yeah.
So that's how we determine which zone or which percentage you should be exercising in. The easiest way and the general way of doing it is 220 minus your age.
Yeah.
So that then gives you your max heart rate. So then working on that, if you have got a heart rate monitor on, brilliant. If not, use a scale that your head and body can recognise.
Yes.
So a classic one is your rate of perceived exertion.
Yeah. So talk to us about that. So if you're in a class situation and you've got a whole studio, as we are at the moment, full of people doing group cycling, how do you get them, if they haven't got any form of monitor on them, how do you get them to monitor how hard they're actually working with you?
Oh, I love that. So if we are in our warm-up zone, I would say I want them to get to a 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
So a 5 out of 10 is actually being able to have a lovely... See, I'm going to get you on a cycle bike. Being able to have a lovely conversation.
She's not getting me on
whilst you're on a cycle bike.
I've been on a cycle bike. We've proven that today. And there ends the discussion.
One day, team, one day it's going to happen. So your 5 out of 10 is, chatting, but not chatting because you're listening to the instructor.
Obviously.
It's that level on the bike.
Yeah.
We are actually lucky and we're rolling out among a lot of Everyone Active sites.
Yes.
The EA Cycling app.
Yes.
And we have colour code.
Yeah, which is really helpful, isn't it?
Yeah, so colour codes based on training zones and also colour zones based on your speed of your legs. But we will talk about your training zone, colour zone, because that's the factor that relates to your heart. And also if you've got a heart rate monitor on or any form of tech, that will also take you through your training zone. So your warm-up, theoretically, is going to be a level blue. Those of you with certain heart rate monitors are going to know what I'm on about.
Other heart rate monitors are available.
They are indeed. Don't think I've name dropped.
No, well done.
But we're blue zone.
Blue zone.
We're blue zone. Then from that, we would push into your green zone.
Yeah.
So we're out of your warm-up. We're now into more of an aerobic workout, but we're maybe at like your 6 out of 10 level. So there would be more puffiness, but not as easy a conversation.
Yeah.
So we're telling your body, actually, do you know what? Start pumping that blood a little bit quicker. That oxygen's circulating more efficiently now to your muscles.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to start this workout. So then, team, we've pushed then out of maybe our second zone into our zone 3.
Yeah. So we're out of the area where we can talk really freely now.
We are.
Yeah.
And now we are moving into a scientific phase where we are using both aerobic and anaerobic.
So what colour are you talking now?
Oh, we're yellow.
Yellow.
We are yellow zone. And this is the zone where if you manage to train the most, it is going to give a greater benefit for being able to push that little bit harder, go that little bit quicker, lift that little bit more.
Yeah.
So it is 70 to 80% of your max heart rate is this training zone.
Yes.
So we want to be not being able to have sentences.
Yeah.
We'd be able to get words.
Yeah.
But there'd be a lot of tween.
Yeah, absolutely. So it should be quite challenging to have a conversation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's also still a zone that you would be able to maintain.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't feel necessarily really comfortable maintaining it.
No. And how long would you say you would like people in that zone for? Say, for example, in one of your cycle classes.
Oh, good question. She's on it today.
I'm on it.
It's because we're in a cycle studio and she's feeling all inspired. I heard that. Yes! So in my classes, I actually probably have about 65 to 70% of my class is in that yellow zone.
Wow, really?
Oh, yes. People might be falling off their chairs though, but yes. But we have active recovery within the class to make sure that we can efficiently actually physically stay within that yellow zone.
Yeah, so you might be popping in and out of it.
Absolutely.
Like a little,
we then,
little graph.
Dun, dun, dun.
Drum roll.
Zone 4. Zone 4. So we are now at 80 to 90% of your max.
So how would I be feeling at this point? Could I have a chat with you?
Absolutely not. I love you, but no.
Oh.
You're not quite feeling sick. We're not in that zone, but you are in now the zone where you're like, do you know what?
Is the sick coming up through to my throat
yet or not? We're not quite
okay,
there.
Fine.
We definitely can't have a conversation.
Okay.
And every bit of positivity in our body is going, we got this.
Yeah.
Come on, hang on in there.
Yeah.
But we'll be hanging on for like still a minute, still a couple of minutes. We're not quite in that, oh my goodness, can we get out of this zone?
Yeah.
And then we go into
final. Go for it.
our level 5. So we are now at our max out zone, not falling on the floor max out. However, if you are on a really harsh training regime and you are safely with a personal trainer, then sometimes you might actually get into that, oh, I'm going to be a bit sick zone.
Yeah.
So it is now when the whole of your body systems are on full alert. You're absolutely going for it. You feel like you are pushing the most that you can do.
And you can literally give absolutely nothing more.
And it is not a zone that you can hold substantially for a long amount of time. And when we do that zone, it is so important that we go right the way back down to about our zone 2.
Yeah.
So about our 60% of that heart rate in order to have that recovery.
Yeah.
So it's a way of building our heart as a muscle
and
as well.
I think that's a really good point, actually, that we're not looking for people to stay in that final zone for a long period of time. It's
I
literally
would
just
question if they were actually truly in
In
that
the zone,
final
yeah.
zone, if they were staying there.
Yeah,
Definitely
good
not
point.
longer than a minute and a
yeah.
half. Yeah. And the more you do the training and the more you stick to it, your resting heart rate will become lower,
Yeah.
and your lung capacity will hopefully become greater, which means you might now be able to push the time you can stay in those zones
Yeah.
a little bit longer.
Yeah.
So that is your goal. So we stick with the same kind of training program, and we want to be able to increase our capacity of
And
time.
I think the other thing to say is that we've obviously just been using group cycle as an example, but you can use those zones for anything.
Absolutely.
So it doesn't have to be even in a studio-based class. It could be within your walking or your swimming. It could be anything at all that you're doing, couldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And all of those zones play a really important part depending on what your goal is.
Yes.
So if a marathon runner or somebody wanted to do a long distance, steady state event and that was their goal, if they push into that max zone,
Yeah.
it's then going to increase the ability of being able to stay steady state.
Yeah, for a longer period of time. Yeah, absolutely.
And swimming. Oh my goodness, when you have Becky in, find that episode too. With swimming, we might say, oh, they've got short, sharp sprints.
Yeah.
But they're not just in the pool doing like a sprint lap.
Yeah.
They will be in there going an hour laps backwards and forwards.
Absolutely.
Training through their zones.
It's amazing.
What about you? If I said to you, what cardio training are you going to go and do? What would it be?
I think if I had to go and do something, I usually tend to go for something like either a HIIT class, or I do love a good old-fashioned Les Mills body attack.
Yes. Oh, we've spoken about body attack before. I think it's blimmin' brilliant.
For me, it kind of really gets my endorphins going. I get carried away with the music. I am very much music-led in how I like to work out, and the music does move me. So, yes, that's definitely my go-to.
And whilst we're talking body attack, it's now coming back into our class. It was one of the classes that kind of disappeared a little bit because of the COVID years.
Yeah.
And now we're coming back onto the timetables, stronger than ever.
Actually got a new format as well now. It's being released for the next quarter. There's a new format for Les Mills Body Attack, so watch out for that. Yes, they've given some new options, so it's a lot more sports focused.
Oh, wow.
But for the people that love the rah-rah kicks and the nice times, they've kept that in there as an option, but there is an option to make it more sports specific. So again, I think it's just, we're always evolving and changing things. So it's actually out, we'll be launching in October with those. So that's just come out. Yeah. So new formats. Yeah. Exciting.
Yay. Do you know what? You're saying that. And we did so each quarter, Everyone Active, we do the Les Mills new release launch.
Yep.
So it's basically a cardiovascular program for 12 weeks.
Yeah.
So we're trying to increase our stamina in that zones, lift more weights in body attack, jump a little bit higher, squat a little bit lower. We're trying to progress our workout through those 12 weeks.
Yeah.
And then every quarter we do a launch day or a launch event. And yay, so body attack. And when you said that, the last one that we had at Harpenden, I'm going to do a little shout out to her. Hi, Susan. Hello, hello, hello. Susan is one of our Zumba queens. So I was like, I guarantee you'll like body attack. Loved it.
Did she?
She
Yeah.
absolutely loved it. And she was amazing. She was like, I can't do this. I'm too old for this. No.
No.
Amazing. And at the same time, Steve, one of our instructors who teach body attack, he is also incredibly sporty. So I know he's going to be loving football drills coming in.
There's different things in it. And there's also a new format for Les Mills Body Step. So that came last quarter. So again, that's gone very much from being the traditional, I don't know, if you think about a step class, you think of it being very 80s, very choreographed. They've stepped away from that now because the feedback they were getting was that people were finding it too choreographed and they just wanted a cardio workout. So again, that's very sports specific. They've stripped it back.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's basic, so you're getting a really good workout and there's no fancy footwork. I mean, you have obviously got to get up and down off the step, but they're doing strength work in there, but it's very sports specific. So again, if you haven't tried Body Step and it's at your site, go and give it a try because it has changed.
Or search on the app to other clubs near you and go and visit and
Give it a little go.
do it.
Give it a little go.
I like this.
Yes, so there's lots of. I think the thing is that you need to always be looking to evolve and change and switch things up and get uncomfortable and do something. Not group cycling for me, but do something before you say, do something that you wouldn't ordinarily do because you don't know unless you try it, do you?
Yeah.
Although I have sat on a bike and
If you do want, very good point, to have an instructor lead you, we program our classes to take you through the different cardio zones. So you will have a really high intensity through your heartbeat intensity track or race or something that's going to make us go into that big 10 out of 10
zone,
effort. And then we'll also, the following track will probably be bringing you back down again because we know your heart needs that active recovery.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think also the thing is that your instructor will be really looking at you, looking at the whole class and making sure that you are okay and you're not pushing. Because we can tell looking at you, you go from the bright red to the grey and then you think, okay, not so good.
Take it back. Or you're sitting there smiling, talking the whole way and we'll be like,
move it, please.
Hello. Whilst we're talking about classes, I'm just going to drop this in.
Okay.
Fortis. So Fortis are studios that we now have within some of our centres.
Yep, so it's like a boutique style class, isn't it? So it's a much smaller group setting, isn't it? So the maximum you can have in a class is 16, which obviously differs from our regular classes. And I think there's 7 or 8 sites now that have got Fortis. We're lucky enough to have it at our sites. How's it going for you? We've got Fortis Championships coming up.
Yeah, that's what I think that we should be talking about.
Have you competed in that as a site yet?
No, because this is the first year that Harpenden have had the Fortis studio.
So all I'm going to say to you is 2 things. Well, I'm going to say 2 words to you.
Okay.
Ben Shepherd.
Why?
So Ben Shepherd, who is a presenter on Good Morning Britain. Hello. Good morning. Anyway, he comes to present the awards. I know. I think he might have a restraining order out on me.
Oh
now
my goodness, now
because, well, I was just being friendly, Joe. I was welcoming him to the site and welcoming him. And anyway, he'll be there.
I'm going to pull you back into the cardio zone.
Okay, sorry.
Back into the cardio. So Fortis Championships are open
to everyone.
To everyone, anyone.
Yeah.
You don't have to be on a certain membership type.
No.
You don't have to have the studio in your centre.
Nope.
It is open to all to compete in. So the Fortis Championships, I know this because it's our first year, so I've done a little bit of research.
Go on.
Yay. So we are going to be running certain classes aimed at scoring you.
Yes.
So in these classes, we're going to get you doing the challenges. So these can be a certain amount of squats that we need you to do in 30 seconds, a certain heart rate training zone that we want you to get in. I am going to say in Fortis, we do physically monitor your heart rates because they are beamed up into a board.
Yeah.
So we colour code those training zones for you. So it's going to be based on your heart rate, based on your reps. So we'll be having specific classes to train you in.
Yeah.
We're then going to be keeping scorecards. Oh, yes.
Let me tell you, last year this got very competitive.
I was about to say the competition is on.
Honestly, it got super competitive, not only between individuals at site, but site to site. It got very, I mean, there were war words said.
Oh, I can imagine. So if you are a site that sits in between 2 sites with studios, pick your chosen team. Chosen team wisely.
Yes.
Who you joining? Team Harps all the way.
Spelthorne, let's go.
Harpenden, let's do it.
Spelly.
Woohoo! But so from these scorecards, we will then, obviously, we need you to make sure that you are free on the day of the finals.
Yes.
In November.
25th of November.
Woohoo! Saturday, the 25th of November. And we will go through and we will compete.
It's good fun. But again, if you like that kind of competitive edge to your training, then it's a great thing to do.
Absolutely. There's also a cash prize.
There is a cash prize, £500 again.
How much?
£500.
Oh, team, let's get training.
There's spa days. There's all sorts of different prizes. But it's really the championship runs for about a month. It's just really good fun. It's really good fun.
Oh, and the thing with Fortis workouts as well, we've spoken about these before, is they are 30-minute classes.
Yeah.
Like you are in, we are warmed up, and then we just go with our active recoveries in between.
Yeah.
But it is short, sharp, instructor-led, full body, all the moves that we can do.
Absolutely.
And then, cool you down, stretch you off and oof.
Let you go.
But keep your eye out for those team. Fortis Championships.
More about that in future episodes, I believe. We've run out of time, Jo.
Oh my goodness, we've flown.
By it.
Just want to emphasise heart strength, lung capacity, recognising your maximum heart rate.
Don't just think you can just do strength training on its own. You need to include cardio in your workout regime.
Yes, absolutely. And also, I just always like to use a little thought pattern.
Oh, go on.
So the Mo Farahs of this world,
Yes.
let's go back to 2012 Olympics, the Mo Farahs of this world, steady state, long cardio. The Usain Bolts of the world, short, sharp intervals. However, guarantee Mo, in order to get that distance, spent a lot of time in that short, sharp
Yes, absolutely.
zone in order to increase him. And Usain, 100%. It might not have been a long old marathon, but I guarantee he was on a bike or something to keep his capacity going.
Absolutely.
But there we go. Are you a Mo Farah? Are you a Usain Bolt?
I think I'm more Usain Bolt.
Yeah. Going to do the little arrow now, aren't you?
Got the physique, haven't I?
Oh dear. So team, if you've got any further questions about cardiovascular training.
Or Ben Shepherd.
Oh gosh. I feel this is going to become a theme now.
I've thought about it now.
And if you see any headlines in November about a
not me.
fitness instructor and Ben Shepherd, well then let's, you heard it here first. All right, team. Thank you so much for joining us.
Don't forget to leave us your comments, your questions, give us some feedback, thumbs up,
Little
review
stars.
us, questions to our Everyone Active.
And if you've got
podcast at Everyone Active.
It's where, sorry I interrupted you.
Podcast at everyoneactive.com.
It is. And if you've got the capacity of sharing the link, go for
Yes,
it.
share. Share and care.
Share and care. All right, team, take care.
See you next time.
Bye.